Hi, I'm Dennis Kelderman with the Cessna Structures Group, and today we want to look at the use of drill bits or wire gauges in the evaluation of structural damage on your aircraft. And like the other tools that I've been evaluating for this use, I want to be able to give a little bit of a pro and a little bit of a con for drill bits and wire gauges. I've got here today a welding tip cleaner set we're going to call wire gauges. They're very inexpensive. I think this set was like $5 or $6 from one of the local big box lumber yards here. And I'm going to call those my wire gauges. And then I've got a set of extremely small drill bits. These are, I believe they go down to 13 thousandths in diameter, and they're commonly used for maybe rejetting an old carburetor. That's what I've used them for. So we'll be using these in our demonstration video here today. When we look at the part and we look at some of the scratches on it, one of the first things that comes to mind is that they're varied in depth greatly. And that's what we're wanting to get a good sense of with our specialty tools for the job, is to try to evaluate just how big of a deal this really is. It's not uncommon for us to evaluate digital images sent in by the customer and think something really looks serious, but in fact it's not. And then again, it can go the other direction as well. Something that looks very benign, then when it's actually measured in using the right device for the job, we find that it's a concern that we have to address in our group. So this morning, as I look over this piece, I see scratches in the middle portion, gouges in the middle portion, as well as scratches and gouges on the edge of the part. And the reason I mention that is that it brings up a con, a negative of using a wire and drill bits for scratch, gouge, dent evaluation, is that the stiffness of the drill bit or wire keeps us from using them in an area other than on the edge of part. So what we've got here today is a deep scratch that is seen on the edge of the part. It starts out about an inch, goes all the way past the edge of the part. So we have a nice linear, continuous depth gouge. And I look through our assortment here. I throw in something I think is pretty close. And what I'm going to have to do here is use a straight edge here. I'm using a bucking bar. And I find that even my thinnest wire gauge is still too thick for evaluating this. It's still larger than the groove that I'm evaluating. So I go to my little drill bit assortment here. And it's going to be something very, very thin. We'll try something in the neighborhood of 20 thousandths. I lay the part down. It feels very flush with the finger. I lay my bucking bar over for, there's no gap. That's a real good fit there. It could be that my index in my drill bit assortment says that it's so many thousandths, but you know how often we get those in the wrong place. So we're going to go ahead and measure it with the dial caliper, and we're showing 19.5 thousandths. So there's a good use of our wire or drill bit application for evaluating structural damage on our aircraft, especially in this case, skin damage in the result of a scratch or gouge. If you need any help of any kind for the structural issues on your aircraft, give us a call here in the Structures Group at 316-517-6061. Thank you.